and and raised a blonde-headed white boy. Anyway, but it was done in secret. She didn't tell her mother at all that she got married at all, and since she didn't tell her mother, she was kind of afraid to let her, because I guess her mother didn't really like white people. For whatever reason, you'll find out if you watch the program. You can it's on Hulu, I do believe. Is that where I picked it? Yeah, I got it on Hulu. It's on Hulu. Medea's Christmas, I think, is what it's called. But just look up Medea, you'll find it. Holiday special. But the interesting thing is they made some interesting points about race relations. Now, here is this white boy marrying very evident black girl, not light skin, darker than Medea when it comes to skin tone. And this, like I said, this boy was blonde hair. Blonde hair. You don't get much whiter than blonde, I suppose. Actually, I think he was more of a strawberry blonde. Yeah, that's really hard. I think the only way you're going to get to be whiter is if you are a redhead. Redheads are pretty pale. So I think if you're going to be whiter than this kid, this guy, man, you probably have to be a redhead. But so he's married to this obviously black girl. Not black as coal, not that dark, but black, unmistakable. Very pretty girl though. I don't know who she is. I don't think I've ever seen her before, but very pretty. I don't know if you want to think that Connor, the guy who plays Connor, is handsome. You're going to have to find out for yourself. I don't know. Are all blondes? No, all blondes aren't cute, right? I don't think so. But anyway, so he's raised by this white parents who teach their son not to be prejudiced about another person's skin color, and yet it's the black person who's the one who's racist. Not the white. The black. I think that's kind of hilarious. A reversal of fortune, if you will. But and Medea just thinks that the whole thing is happy for the girl and her grandniece, and thinks that her mother, Medea's niece, is being a fool. So you got to watch it to get the whole. Because I don't want to ruin. I don't want to be a spoiler on this. Just know that it's a Christmas special from Medea that has a racial and bigotry aspect to it, but in reverse. And it's still funny. And you got people out there saying, well, black people can't be racist. Well, what would you call that? You got a black mom who doesn't want her daughter married to a white man. What is that called? And you got the white parents who are very proud of their white son for marrying the person that he loves, regardless of the skin color. Now, who's the racist in that? I'm just asking. Who's the bigot? Black Lives Matter are going to say it's the white family. They're going to the white privilege. Yeah, they're going to accuse them of white privilege. I'm surprised, that Tyler Perry didn't get chastised for making such a film, Medea film. It's pretty evident. But anyway, I thought it was it definitely shows a little bit of the true what is really going on in our society. You have this generation, the millennials, if you will, and even Generation X, which is, my generation. And what is it? Generation X, then Generation Y, and then the millennials. Or something like that. But in any case, you've got each progressive generation, it looks like our nation, except for the millennials, seems to get less and less racist and bigoted. We got all this interracial coupling and marrying, and all these interracial children that are being born and being raised in not multicultural, but it is multicultural because, multiracial, I should say, not multicultural. And now we got the millennials out there running around talking about Black Lives Matter and white privilege. So are we going to are we going in an opposite direction? Are we really headed in an opposite direction of where we were going before? And if so, whose fault is it? Well, I submit to you the evidence is thus. It is our president who is the divider in chief. Barack Hussein Obama is not trying to be a uniter. He is trying to be, and overtly doing so, a divider. Now, we've had presidents that have tried to be uniters. I mean, we're talking Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, Bush 1, even Clinton. Well, Clinton was, Clinton tried to be a uniter in more ways than one. I know. I was the country's first black president, man. I tell you, why do you think I put my office after I got out of office? Why do you think I put my post-presidential office in Harlem? That was the first place I went. Man, I was surrounded by all those beautiful black women. Let me tell you, oh my goodness, because I love color. Hillary, man, she's old pasty over there, pasty white lady. I don't care about that. I like the permanent tan. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing. I know that Monica Lewinsky, she's kind of pale, but she had dark hair. Doesn't that count? She had black hair, right? Yeah, that kind of counts. But hey, I put my office in Harlem, downtown Harlem. I love it. I had eye candy every day. I went to my office more often in Harlem than I did the White House Oval Office, because there's more eye candy down there in Harlem. I'm telling you the truth. So we had even Clinton, who was pretty much tried to be a racial uniter. Even George W. Bush 2. And then we get this guy. And we go in the opposite direction. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem to me to say he's not being a uniter when you have all these people out there now running around talking about Black Lives Matter. And if you say anything else, you are a racist. You're bigoted. You have white privilege. It can't be white lives matter. Can't be Asian lives matter because that's racist. That's all. That's bigoted. If you say all lives matter, well, now you're just you a bigot. You a racist, man. Well, all I can say is just. Only Black Lives Matter? And I got to tell you, this whole notion that they tried to counter with the, Blue Lives Matter, thinking of cops? No, I'm sorry. That's dumb and that's wrong. Because nobody's profession makes their life matter. Nobody, let me be clear. Your life does not matter more or less because of your profession. I will not jump onto this Blue Lives Matter type of counterculture because it's BS. It's not bigoted or racist, it's just wrong. Your profession does not make you better or worse than anybody else. Your life is not worth more or less because of your profession. So Blue Lives Matter, as far as I'm concerned, needs to go out the window. All lives matter. No matter what your profession is, no matter what color your skin is, no matter what your religion is. Well, Unless, of course, you are a radical Muslim who's just following the Quran, who wants to kill everybody else on the planet. Well, then you're worth your life is worth spit, as far as I'm concerned. And the whole planet will be better off without you. Well, Rod, that's kind of that's not right, Rod. Everybody's life matters. You just said so. Yeah, if you believe that all lives matter. But evidently, Muslim lives don't believe that all lives matter. Just saying. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to get into anyway. Got too many other things to get into, and to finish up the climate crap is look, these people, these world leaders, as they're called, world leaders. Ooh, world leaders. They were all in Paris over the weekend. Oh, in Paris! Oh my goodness! Look how safe it is to be in Paris right now. Well, obviously, if you're going world leaders, you got the world's greatest protection there. However, they were over there talking about climate change and man-made climate change and doing something to stop it because, as Obama said, if we don't stop it, you're gonna have fishes swimming down in the streets of Miami. And it's the biggest bunch of hot. Look, we human beings cannot change or stop the change the planet makes to herself. We can't. We can hold it back. We can be like the Dutch and people like down in New Orleans. We can build dikes and levees and dams and all that kind of stuff to try to hold the water back. But when it comes right down to it, whenever she's ready, if Mother Nature wants to have Manhattan underwater, it's going to be underwater. If Mother Nature wants to reclaim, Nolans, that part of Louisiana, she's going to reclaim. There's not a damn thing we can do about it. If she wants to breach all the levees and dikes in Denmark and Holland and places like that, she's going to do it. We just don't have the power to completely stop. We can slow things down. We can build things out, but in eventuality, we're going to lose. Because we don't have the power to change the planet. Mother Nature has far more power than we do, and this silly notion that we're changing the climate is the most ridiculous, redonkulous, redundant thing I have ever heard these people spout. And they're talking about it as if, this is more important than other human beings running around the world killing other human beings simply because of their religion. And while they're, look, may I add how hypocritical they are by going to Paris. They've done this before. They fly all these wonderful jets, these big, beautiful jets, or big and small jets from all over the world, and they go to various different places for these climate summits, creating all of this CO2 and all this other, increasing their carbon footprints, going to places all over the planet, instead of just sitting back in their offices in their home countries maybe some countries, they don't have, good access to the internet, but they can go someplace that does. But most of them have access to the internet. They can have an online, GoToMeeting. GoToMeeting does this all the time. All the thousands, hundreds of thousands of times a year, GoToMeeting hosts meetings, online meetings. They could utilize GoToMeeting. They don't got to fly. I mean, Obama's motorcade costs over $784,000. No sustainability in there at all. Spewing all kinds of CO2 and other greenhouse gases. They're single-handedly destroying the planet while they're telling the rest of us that they're going to come down on us with all types of taxes and rules and regulations in order to try to fix the planet that they're breaking in the first place, not you and me. It's hypocrisy. It's all about control, folks. Don't doubt me. We'll be back.